Welcome back to Socially Speak. It's that time of year again, election time. Yes, DC is having its election. We're voting for at-large member of the council, some council member offices, our U.S. representative, our U.S. delegate. We're voting for our attorney general in the general election. Now in DC, I just want to let folks know that though we should be a state, and yes, I'm a strong proponent for statehood, we're not. And as such, we pass laws and we are subject to members of Congress to approve our laws once we pass them. Sort of like being colonized. Actually, it's a lot like being colonized. But aside from that, we do have autonomy within our district government at the local level, and so we have these elections also for mayor this year. So I, as an activist, as a community organizer, as a DC resident, a citizen, a voter, I want to share with you my endorsements for this year's election. So let's start with our at-large race. At large, we have, and this is a big stakes race here in the district, we have 8 folks who are running for that office. And of the 8, there are 2 incumbents, Elissa Silverman, who is registered as an independent, and Anita Bonds, who is registered as a Democrat. There's another incumbent who's running, yet he can't run for his original seat, and that's Kenya McDuffie. And Kenya McDuffie's running as an independent because he chose to forego his seat and run for Attorney General, which he didn't qualify for. And he was well aware of that. But Democrats in DC, they're like Republicans at the national level. They are conservative on their face, and they will also lie to that same face. So, with that said, the folks who are running include a Republican named Graham, whatever his name is. And forgive me for forgetting his name, but nonetheless, there's a Statehood Green who's running, David Schwartzman, and then there are other Democrats who call themselves independents at this stage of the game. Our primary basically seals our election. The general is just a formality, for lack of better words. But it is important that we exercise democracy. So in this election, the incumbent, Anita Bonds, I am not endorsing her. She's the chair of the Housing Committee, and she's forsaken the tenants at Woodbury Village, at Marbury Plaza, and some of those tenants who live at Brookland Manor, and several of these apartment complexes all across the district, in particular middle to low income residents, working class residents, those who are disabled, those who are on fixed incomes. She often, much of her support comes from those elders in the community, seniors and the like, but those are seniors who are well suited to live the rest of their lives in fiscal comfortability. Now, what I know is this: Anita Bonds has not responded to the tenants at Woodbury Village, where I, for full disclosure, I've been organizing with the Healthy DC and Me Leadership Coalition to address the ills that these tenants are living with, which includes rodents and bad plumbing and intimidating property managers, mold they're living with, and the city leaders are neglecting it. So with that said, 2 candidates, and each resident, each voter in DC can vote for 2 of the candidates on the ballot, or write in a candidate or 2 as well. So I'm endorsing David Schwartzman, who is the DC Statehood Green Party candidate, which, for full disclosure, I'm a DC Statehood Green myself. And Professor Emeritus from Howard University, David Schwartzman, has the best agenda for addressing the needs of low-income and poor people in the district. I'm also supporting Elissa Silverman, and many here in the district know that I ran against Elissa Silverman in 2013. She ran again and she won in that election. In 2013, she and we ran against Anita Bonds. Anita Bonds has been a fixture of the Democrat Party, and therefore she's pretty much comfortable in her seat. She's made uncomfortable by Kenya McDuffie entering the race. But I am endorsing Elissa Silverman, who is the chair of the Labor and Workforce Development Committee and has been responsive to the needs of workers, not necessarily opposed to their employers, but she has paid particular attention to workers and those policies and those laws that ensure that workers will have a fair shot in their workplace.
Red Media.